You did not come here to be tolerated. You came here to be witnessed. There is a difference. Being tolerated keeps you in the room. Being witnessed changes the room. And with Jupiter entering Leo, the room gets so much brighter. The light comes on, the costumes, the talent shows, the old shame shows, the part of you that has been pretending not to want any applause. But suddenly it starts to clear its throat in the back of the theater. Jupiter in Leo is your ticket to Olympus. Very dramatic, very good, very gold. There you are walking up those stairs in your cape with your crown of jewels like a god, climbing up that mountain. Olympus is not just glamour, it's actually elevation. A higher seat, a wider view, the domain of the gods, all exaggerated in their superpowers. Love gets bigger and louder. I'm not sure if it gets kinder. Pride gets bigger. Joy gets bigger. The appetite for life gets bigger. But so does the wound when we are being seen, when we are exposed. Because Jupiter does not only demand confidence, it expands the place where confidence gets interrupted. Leo is the sun, it's our inner child, it's the heart, it's the child who drew the tree in every color because doing it in brown and green is not gonna cut it. Leo is the part of you that felt that creation on its own is enough. Before someone corrected it, before someone called it too much, before someone gasped at it, before someone said, not like that, not so loud, not so special, not in front of everyone, please. Be yourself, but stay convenient. Shine, but do not blind me with your glare. Have talent, but follow the rules. Do not become difficult. Be beautiful, but stay grateful. Stay humble. Be confident, but make sure you apologize for your mishaps. Be visible, but in a way that algorithm likes and the mass likes, and just stay comfortable for everyone. Be like $100 note. And this is it. This is where it is, that first one of Leo. This is the moment when the solar child adapts, learns, survives, and the performance becomes the means of it, or maybe the lack of. The moment where joy becomes the strategy. The moment where we check the room, feel the room, seek permission. And Jupiter in Leo does not ask if you are ready. It arrives like a golden animal, 0 Fs given. It goes straight to this deemed underexposed part of your psyche, of your heart, of your inner child that has been made useful, that was tasteful, made within the brackets of a particular color scheme, made small enough to feel like this is what love is, to receive love. And that's where Jupiter in Leo says, why are you dressed like an apology? This transit is pretty funny because Leo is kind of funny. You can make a normal life event like a coronation ceremony at Walmart or something. It's the sign of romance, joy, expression, creativity, children, performance, generosity, pride, dignity, the heart, the stage, the gold star, the guiding star, the ridiculous outfit, and the grand entrance. And Leo is also a sign of a person who says, I don't care who sees it. But then they go under their blanket and check all the likes, comments, shares, and subscriptions. So yes, this can bring visibility, definitely will bring visibility in your life somewhere where Leo rules in your chart, judging by the sun or which house Leo occupies. It can bring creative expression, a romance, pleasure, confidence, all the goodies. Could be even audience growth, better stage, bigger room to occupy, a louder desire for those things. But underneath all that sparkle, there is a serious question. Where did you learn where being seen can be dangerous? That your joy has to be rationed? Where did you learn that wanting recognition made you shallow? Where did you learn to mix humility with self-erasure? Where did you become expressive, impressive, but dead inside? Where did you become admired but not known? Where did you become useful, creative, correct, successful, desirable, funny, attractive, productive, spiritual, but not actually present in your own radiance? And this is, my friends, the transit. On one thing, there is this confidence. On the other thing is this step into your true self era. But none of these things are about that. The phrase that's been beaten all over the internet. Step into your new self. Step into your main character era. New year, new me, new transit, new me. Leo has been there since your heartbeat started going, which is in utero. There is no new you. There is just you. This is deeper. This is the recovery of your solar self. The you, that part of you that does not need to dominate the room. It just refuses to disappear inside it. Healthy Leo does not steal the light. Healthy Leo remembers that everyone has the sun inside of them. Everyone has had a beating heart in utero. And healthy Leo loves generosity, and it plays damn seriously. It risks from the heart. It stays in the center while everything else is working on its own as part of one big whole system. Everyone has a place under the sun, in the light of the sun. In yoga, there is this 3 faces of the sun, and they relate to level of consciousness, which is a bit basic, but still it works. I'm gonna mention the light of the sun, the actual physical body of the sun, and what the sun represents and what it means. So these are the 3 stages. And I think with our Leo inside of us and our Leo archetype experience, we kind of go from one stage to the next, and then we realize actually what is the feeling, what is the meaning of the sun in our lives. How important is it? And wounded Leo, quite a different story. It's hungry Leo. The Leo in the circus under the whiplash. It needs the applause to validate the child that is still there somewhere hiding. And it only is grand, the wounded Leo, is because it just hates being invisible once before. It becomes dramatic because nobody listened when it was simple and easy peasy, digestible Leo. Then Leo grew up and wounded Leo says, "Look at me." But the real sentence is, please do not make me feel unreal, unseen ever again. That is the tender wound of the crown. Have you noticed this really weird thing with the royalty, and it's like media is just chasing them and they keep complaining about it. But what are they without the media exposure, about the hype? Just contemplate on that real life example. I'm not saying that they represent Leo so much, but just think about it with a cup of tea. So what happens when the sun is absent? The child who was not mirrored, the lover who became just a body suit for hire, the lover who became entertainment, the gold and shiny thing that is hiding behind the clouds. Jupiter in Leo brings those clouds apart, like more like a theater curtains, and that part in your chart starts glowing. This is where more color, risk, heart, pleasure, courage, art, love, and attention come in. More of that ridiculous life force that sustains everything. But the question is not simply, can you receive more? The question is, can you receive more without trying to put a performance on it, trying to milk it for likes? Can you be visible without being addicted to the mirror? Can you be special without being separate? Can you be celebrated without being owned by the applause and the attention? Can you create without asking the room if the pink tree with blue leaves is acceptable? And this is where Jupiter in Leo becomes your ticket to Olympus. But it's not a free ticket. The price is the false modesty, the apology, the old contract, the agreement that you would stay smaller than your audience, than your family, family system, then what people think of you, of how you look compared to others, smaller than your partner, smaller than your fear. So let's unpack for each of the 12 signs. So listen for your rising sign firstly. You can also listen for your sun and moon too, see how it resonates. But your rising sign this time will truly show where those golden gates open. Thank you for being here with me and sitting with this one. If this spoke to something that you already knew but maybe didn't want to name it yet, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, follow the podcast. It helps this work travel beyond the algorithm swamp and find the right people. And if this made you think of someone, send it to them. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And I'll see you in the next one. Aries. Jupiter enters your 5th house. Dear Aries. Pleasure, romance, children, art, performance, risk, play. This is the part of life that does not need any strategy. It doesn't need any documents. It is about joy. And joy could be strange for you because you know how to fight. You fight for your joy. You know how to move and you know what you want. You know how to chase the thing, win it, burn through the thing, recover and call it a night. But joy cannot be conquered. That is the problem. Joy has to be entered. Joy is an agreement. It has to be allowed to happen. It has to be silly. Jupiter in Leo asks you where passion and joy became yet another battlefield, where romance became only interesting because there was pursuit, where creativity became another place where you had to prove yourself, prove that you were brave, where play turned into a performance, when your inner child got handed a sword when it just wanted some Play-Doh. And I want you to remember that this is a beautiful transit for love, art, children, fertility, creative work, creative pursuits, pleasure, romance, dating, performance, and risk-taking. Being seen for what naturally lights you up already. But the real blessing is softer. You are allowed to enjoy yourself without all the intensity. You are allowed to make something because you feel awake from it. You are allowed to be adored without winning anyone over first. Your ticket to Olympus is joy. Fire does not need war. All it needs is a clear, clean, non-slippery stage. Taurus. Taurus, you have Jupiter and Leo entering the 4th house. Home, family, private life, roots, the emotional basement. This transit brings gold into the house. A better home, a move, a renovation, family expansion, more warmth, more hosting, more beauty in your private world. But it can become very quickly a tasteful disaster. This is where the solar child asks, was I allowed to shine at home? Was I celebrated or just managed? Was my joy welcomed or was I easier to love when I was a good boy or a good girl and just kept quiet, playing on the iPad, not asking questions, not asking for any more snacks? Did I learn true peace or did I learn emotional silence? Taurus, like, you're good at creating comfort, but sometimes life can look stable, but the inner child can still feel like it's pressing against the glass. Jupiter in Leo wants to bring you back to that warm sense of self, the private self, and not just a decorative style, a true celebration, not just like a nice home with pillows and stuff, home where you painted your colors, you make it your dream. That person that sings while cooking, when you decorate a Christmas tree and things are falling apart, but it's still beautiful. That version of you that does not necessarily need to be so productive, so initiating to be beautiful, to have beauty around you. Your ticket to Olympus is emotional radiance, because the home is not just where you rest. This is where your life and your light learns where it is safe to come back to. Gemini. For Gemini, Jupiter in Leo enters your 3rd house. Boys, writing, speaking, siblings, local life, teaching, content, social media. This is the year where your words get bigger. Your voice carries weight. It's quite nuclear, actually. Your ideas travel far. You may write, teach, post, engage, be engaged, speak, sell, share, create, become known for how you think. Lovely and dangerous. Because Gemini, you can do magic with words. It becomes even trickier trickery sometimes. And do you know where the wound even went? Like, do you? Jupiter in Leo asks you to voice your heart, not more words, but more heat, not more cleverness, but more truth. Where did you use intelligence to avoid overexposure? Where did you make the story so entertaining that you didn't have to be honest? Where did you talk around the golden nugget? This transit says, say the thing because your inner child is listening. Because it is. The child who wanted to be heard before he had to be or she had to be impressive. The child who has strange ideas before they went viral. The child who didn't need a niche to have and deserve their voice that burns clean. Cancer, Jupiter in Leo enters your second house. Money, work, talent, values, possessions, and the body. The receipt life gives you to stop underpricing your talent. This can bring financial growth, better income, more confidence in your earning, more abilities and opportunities to monetize your creativity, more valuable gifts, more value placed on your gifts, more pleasure in the body, more gold in the bank. But the story here is deeper. You know how to give, Cancer. This is not the issue here. Do you know how to receive? You know how to care. You know how to sense the room. But Jupiter in Leo asks you, can you receive without feeling awkward? Can you receive without feeling like you have to reciprocate or do this whole stunt of emotional labor to give back, to keep the score? Can you stop making yourself be so useful in order to deserve love, in order to feel safe being loved? The evidence was the undercharging, the overgiving, free emotional catering. You know, when you eat a meal after some time, even if it's a delicacy or fine dining, that's why plates are so small. It's because if you eat too much of it, you lose the taste or you actually become aversive to the taste. That's why the ratio has to be perfect. But does it with Leo? This transit says your talent is not a side dish. Your warmth is not cheap, even though it comes naturally to you. Your ticket to Olympus is valued. You're not precious because someone needs you. You're precious because you are. Leo. For Leo, Jupiter enters your first house, baby. It's your body, your identity, your face, your responses to life, your presence, your confidence, people's responses to you, your direction, your arrival, you. And the gods do not knock. They point to the front, to the facade of this building. You can bring visibility, yes. A new look, stronger body, more confidence, and better opportunities. A sense that universe has remembered you exist. This is also where the old performance gets exposed. Because Leo, people think you want attention and you want the compliments. Sometimes you do, obviously, but attention is not the same as being seen. Attention can land like a costume in the cosplay. Being truly seen reaches the person underneath. Actually, it reaches under the skin. And Jupiter in your sign asks you, where and when did you become the role? Did you become a character? Where did you become impressive so nobody would notice you were hurt? Where did you keep on smiling? Every time I look at the real estate photographs of the real estate agents, nothing against real estate agents, but you know what? Or maybe it's photographer's fault. I'm not sure. Like, direct the guy to smile with literally with the whole face, not just the bottom, because it looks like this. It looks scary because they don't want to be photographed. They are so uncomfortable, but they have to smile because they have to look friendly and presentable. Do not become a haunted real estate agent who hates the photo shoot and they still have to do it. Please. Oh my God. It's like the eyes are crying, but the smile is there. Some politicians have that too. So this is not your year to become more performative. This is the year to become the real you. The more real you become, the more you receive, the brighter you get. Annoying, but true. The ticket to Olympus has your name on it, but it's asking for your real true self to enter. It's asking for that solar self, the one that creates, loves, takes risks, burns, blesses, plays, and stands tall without over-explaining why and how and when because all of this deserves its own place and space. Your ticket to Olympus is embodiment. You're here to become harder to look away. Virgo. For Virgo, Jupiter enters your 12th house. The dreams, rest, spirit, ending, hidden patterns, and the unconscious. The backstage of the soul. And this is not the loudest transit for you, but internally it can be quite huge. Leo in the 12th hides that golden child, like a precious artifact. Have to dig deep. Proud child with vanity issues. But it's also a funny one. The strange, creative, expressive, quirky, mystical, magnificent child. And Virgo, you do know how to improve things. You know how to serve it. You know how to refine unrefinable, how to digest indigestible. You know how to make yourself necessary, part of a bigger whole. But Jupiter in Leo asks, where did being useful become a way to disappear? Where did performance replace play? Where did the competence you have bury your true colors? This transit can bring private healing, dream work, retreats, therapy sessions, spiritual protection techniques, creative incubation, and the ending of an old identity. You will be reborn when Jupiter enters Virgo mid-2027. So this is a good chance for you to revise those archives. The real blessing is the return to the real sun. The hidden sun no one can see. The part of you that does not want to be polished, it wants to be messy and crazy. The asylum with the golden toilets. Part of you that wants to make a mess and still be loved unconditionally. The part of you that wants to create immediately without polishing, correcting, and adjusting or improving the process. Your ticket to Olympus is your secret joy becoming sacred. Your joy is not unprofessional, it is alive. Libra. Jupiter enters your 11th house. Friends, audience, community, dreams, networks, groups, the people who clap, or those who pretend to, the people who might not survive your true glow without making a side eye or a weird face or a smirk. Yes, this transit can bring audience growth, new friendships, collaborations, invitations, and the support you need, community, social expansion. More people will see your work, will see you. More rooms are opening. But Libra, the question is not, do you belong? The question is, who are you becoming in order to belong? And this is where Jupiter and Leo gets sharp, because you can be charming, you can be graceful and adaptive. You can read the room so well that you can become the room. The evidence was the softening, the editing. But Jupiter and Leo says, your people should not require you to be dimmed. Your audience should not own you. Your friendships should not punish your unapologetic radiance. Your long-term dream is not too much. Your ticket to Olympus is the right kind of witnesses. You do not need a bigger circle. You need a circle that can hold your light. Scorpio, for you, Jupiter and Leo enters the 10th house. Career, reputation, status, public role, authority, and legacy. The top of the chart. The place where hiding kind of becomes ridiculous. This is all about visibility, public expansion, recognition, a leadership, career growth, bigger platform, bigger microphone. Yes, you may love it. You may love all the power, Scorpio, but there is a little difference. The power in the dark is quite familiar, let's agree, but power in the public can be vulnerable. And Jupiter in Leo asks, where did you hide your ambition or repress your ambition in order to feel safe? Recognition might be feeling a bit too exposing. Where did you confuse privacy with safety? Why did you keep your talents in the basement because the sunlight felt like the skin might be too shiny or peel off altogether? The evidence was suspicion or praise, the hesitation before being known. The transit says your work is worthy. It wants a stage. Your authority wants warmth. Your public life wants more heart, more radiant power. The kind that does not need to manipulate, does not need to hack. It just becomes the source itself. Your ticket to Olympus is the public radiance. Your reputation is ready for some sunlight. Put on the SPF cream. Sagittarius. Jupiter in Leo enters your 9th house. Your beliefs, travels, teaching, publishing, higher learning, faith, philosophy, and the vast big sky above your head. You hear the music again. And Jupiter is your planet. This This transit speaks your language. Adventure returns. Vision returns. Meaning is back in the game. Bigger, better, louder. The world gets louder and bigger for you. Doors open through study, through travel, teaching, media, spirituality, international connections, publishing, law, or just a bigger message, a bigger philosophy. But Jupiter in Leo does not really want you necessarily to go further or farther. It asks you to just bring one little thing with you, your heart, because you can outrun everything, even yourself, even your pain and your shame, even your own beliefs sometimes. You can turn everything into wisdom very quickly, maybe far too quickly. And a wound appears and it becomes a whole philosophy, a whole new set of studies, a whole set of jokes, plane ticket just to escape. Very impressive, right? Possibly avoidance. And Jupiter in Leo asks you, where did your freedom become a fire exit? Where did beliefs replace your feelings? When did the lesson become more important than a child inside of you that just wanted some comfort, some stability? Where did you become so committed to meaning and forgot about joy? This year, you will teach from the heart. You will travel from the heart, write from the heart, believe from the heart. The living, breathing heart. Your ticket to Olympus is faith with the pulse. For Capricorn, Jupiter enters Capricorn. Jupiter enters your 8th house. And intimacy is on fire. Shared money, trust, debt, inheritance, power, grief, shadows. This Leo in the 8th house for you, Capricorn, is not the Leo we normally think of. It's the dark, shady Leo. And of course, you are a Capricorn. Maybe that's why you are the way that you are, because you got an 8th house. This is the Leo of the underworld. A crown hidden in the basement underneath the debt collector letters. The throne in the therapy room. This transit can expand all the 8th house themes. Shared resources, investments, psychological healing, financial support, psychological transformation, inheritance matters. But the real question is power. The private kind of power. And Capricorn, you know how to be respected. You know how to be capable. But Jupiter is asking, can you be adored and not just respected? Can you be held, not just relied upon? Can you let someone meet the part of you that just wants to be seen privately for who you are without applying for a job interview and sending your resume and just making sure you've got that slot of connection, of powerful, insightful, transformative connection? The evidence was self-containment, the competence. But this transit is asking you for that intimacy first with your solar self, the dramatic part of your life, the delirious part, the desirable part, the passionate one, the proud part, the part of you that wants to be chosen on its own without the CV. Your ticket to Olympus is vulnerable power, and you're not powerful because you need nothing. You're powerful when you're seen needing and wanting without feeling like you disappear. Aquarius, for you, Jupiter in Leo comes into the 7th house and it's all about your relationships. Full stop. Could also be your clients, your contracts, mirrors, your spouse, any sort of partnership. The person across the room, across the table, looking at you. And this can expand love, balance, partnerships, client work, marriage, collaboration, and public relations. Big personalities are about to enter your life. People with that warmth and charisma. And you're looking at them like, who is this alien? Maybe they have too much hair going on. Too much mane. But the real transit for you is that mirror in these people that you see. Leo is right across from you, Aquarius, on the polar opposite in the sky. And it says, be in this room right now and feel the thing that is happening. Aquarius, you understand people very well from quite a distance. You can analyze any emotion like you are reading the weather. And you can detach very elegantly. No one even will notice. But Jupiter in Leo is loud. It's banging. Could you be losing some hair because of this hairy person? Can you stay present with them? Can you stay present with the love when it gets warm, hot, hotter? Can you see the mirror without the abstraction, distraction, over-analysis? Can you let this relationship expand your heart, expand your sense of self? The evidence for you before was the coolness and the distance. First things are interesting and only then they get personal. Jupiter will put it all in an interesting, decorative disposition for you. This transit brings you powerful partnerships, but only if you let the other person in. Your ticket to Olympus is embodied relationship. You don't need to stay above it. You need to stay in it and be present. For Pisces, Jupiter in Leo enters your 6th house, work, health, routine, habits, service, craft, the body, the daily container. And this transit can work and it can expand work. Improve your health, bring you new routines, increase responsibilities as well. Glow your craft. You can become a true master at what you're doing. You can make your service feel so needed, so visible, exaggerated, expanded, beyond the possibilities you thought of. But there can also be a mishmash. The golden child gets stuck in the calendar. The dates, the spreadsheets, the planning, the structures, the rules. Oh my God. The dream needs to answer those emails. And you can dream big, Pisces. But who is sweeping the floor? Who brings the actual bread and butter? Where is the nutrients going? Who is exporting the video and who is writing the captions? Who is sleeping? Who is getting enough sleep? Who is volunteering? Who is getting underpaid? The evidence was the overwork, inconsistency, uninspired routines. Your creativity comes and goes, but your schedule stays. And it doesn't even let me start it on this one. Jupiter in Leo asks you to bring real joy, if you can, into your daily life. Daily joy. Tattoo that here. Look at it every day. You need some sunshine in your routine, and now is the time for all of that. Make a plan for that. Heal with pleasure. Service like it doesn't drain you. Your ticket to Olympus is devotion with vitality, because your magic needs maintenance, it needs sustenance, it needs fair give and take. It needs balance. This is your golden gates, your return of the appetite. So yeah, Jupiter and Leo is that child that wants more color, wants a stage, it wants something more. To make something original, wants to be seen. But there's also this part to Leo that is a bit inflated, and this is gonna be an interesting lesson for all of us. And it's also not about turning every creative impulse into monarchy, into this pyramid. And your heart is not a one-trick pony as well, right? Well, it kind of is, but let's put biology aside. Well, let's take this more poetically, right? Your heart vibrates and resonates, such powerful vibe to it that it wants to have the space. Imagine having a rib cage that is tight. What happens inside? We feel less assured of ourselves. So the joy is not a strategy. The joy is a way of living. That in utero heartbeat, the real crown in the moment where you stop making your light a negotiation. Have a look where Sun is in your chart, what aspect it's making, where Leo is in your chart, what's in that house, what aspects it's making. And I'm wishing you a beautiful transit. Because yeah, the highest expression of Leo is not look at me, it's what is so obvious. Look what life can become when you stop hiding your inner light, your solar codes, your solar identity. Jupiter in Leo is here to make you feel more alive. Where are you ready to be seen without becoming owned by the gaze? What are you ready to create without bargaining away what colors to use? Where are you ready to fully love without turning your heart into a theater where people only clap when you bleed attractively? Where are you ready to stand in the center without stealing anybody else's sun? And that is the real jeweled crown, the diamond ruby, the flame.